What's going on, y'all? In today's NNP news, hundreds of Zambians make their way to China, and the creator of Super Soaker gets what he's owed. Plus, check out our beats of the week. It starts now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another amazing episode of the No Name Podcast, the #1 podcast going out across the airwaves where we bring you stories of black excellence and righteous ratchetry from across the black diaspora. I am Mr. Bizu, and it's Friday, y'all, which means it's time for some news and the beats of the week. But before we get into that, we have a few announcements. First thing, you can always find us on Instagram and WeChat under the handle bizunsasha, BIZUNSASHA. Now, we have made a couple of changes to our Twitter account. It's no longer Bizu and Sasha. For Twitter, it is NNP Nation. NNP NATION. NNP Nation. We had to make a few changes, and the Twitter handle got changed amidst those changes. Also, we're on a website. That's right, y'all. We moving up. We're on a website, and it's called SahelianOutpost.com. Sahelian, SAHELIAN, Outpost, OUTPOST.com. Now, Sahelian Outpost is a place where you can get an inside look into Asia's black community, and they have people from all over the continent. They got people from China, Japan, South Korea, and they're from all parts of the world. You have Americans there, you have Jamaicans there, you have Africans there. They have a lot of content. They have a whole lot of content. They have podcasts, they have bloggers, they have vloggers. There's a lot of stuff there. So be sure to check them out, and you'll have a good time. SahelianOutpost.com. All right. Now, with that being said, I was noticing something on the internets, as I'm wont to do, since I spend way too much time on the computer and on social media. And Nate Parker is in a lot of trouble for something that happened to him about 17 years ago. Now, you might know Nate Parker as the guy who wrote, produced, and acted in the movie Birth of a Nation, which is set to come out in the next couple of months. I think it's coming out in October. And a lot of people were excited, especially black Americans. A lot of black Americans were excited about this movie because it showed a different side of the slave trade, because usually when it comes to the mainstream media in Hollywood, they're always portraying slaves as like these docile people, and things are always happening to them. We're very passive, and we're always looking for like a white savior to come in and save us. Well, this movie doesn't have any of that, at least according to the description, because The Birth of a Nation is based on one of the most successful slave revolts in American history, that was started by a slave named Nat Turner. And, of course, Nate Parker is going to be playing Nat Turner in this movie. Now, like I said, a lot of people were excited about it. A lot of people could not wait to see it. You saw a bunch of people were like, I've already bought 5 tickets and, this, that, and third. But it's recently come to light that in 1999, Nate Parker was accused of rape and sexual assault. Now, he was acquitted. He was acquitted after he went to court, but the only reason why he was acquitted was because the witness didn't want to testify anymore. So it's not like the court found that the evidence against him wasn't enough, or he wasn't exactly innocent. It's just the case couldn't move forward anymore. Now, his friend, there were a couple of people that were involved in this. His friend, who was also a co-writer of the movie, he was found guilty. He was found guilty, and he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. But a letter from the university that Parker and his friend were going to convinced the court to basically commute his sentence to the point where he didn't really have to go to jail. Now, apparently, the studio that that's putting out Nate Parker's movie, they thought it would be a good idea to put this out into the public now because they didn't want to have any controversies come up when the movie was actually released. So they decided that they would let everybody know early. They would try and talk about it and discuss it early before it actually affected the movie's release. Now, once this came out, a lot of people have been going back and forth, and now a lot of people are saying that they're not going to watch the movie anymore because they do not want to support they don't want to support somebody that was guilty of sexual assault and rape. Now, all of this, since the case happened so long ago, a lot of this stuff is public record. Like, you can go and look this stuff up. Like, you can look up the court transcripts, you can look up court documents, you can look up phone records between Nate Parker and the accuser. Like, all this stuff is out there. And I don't know. I'll let you look into it. You can come to your own conclusions about it. But I don't. For me, it looks like something happened. It looks like something definitely happened. But what's interesting to me is people's reactions behind this information, because a lot of people are saying that they're not going to watch the film anymore because they don't want to support somebody who is somebody who sexually assaulted someone. Now, other people are saying that this is just a conspiracy by the white man and the liberal media to, try to take down a black man. And, we can't, why are we worrying about this now? We can't be focused on this. We need to focus on the actual movie that's coming out. We all need to stand together. And what was so interesting to me is sometimes when we find a black person who is in some kind of trouble, and it's usually a black man, we tend to try to protect them. We try to protect them, and we always use the line, this is just the white man bringing us down. This is kind of like what's happened with, Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and other black men that have gotten in trouble with the law, that we always try to protect them, and, we always say, oh, this is the white man trying to take us down. And, why are we condemning him? Why are we trying to crucify him when, other white dudes, they've been doing this stuff for years and nobody ever complains about them. And that always seems to be the defense when it comes to these kinds of things. But then you have other black people saying that it doesn't matter it doesn't matter if the white person got away with it, whatever. That doesn't take away from the fact that what the black person did is wrong and they need to be punished for their crime. And a lot of people are saying that, we can't keep sweeping things under the rug in order to all stand together, because we're standing with predators, and those predators are taking things, they're destroying the trust that we're trying to build within our own community between each other. So it's a very interesting conversation, and a lot of people are talking about it on social media. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about black solidarity, and how much are you willing to give to maintain that black solidarity? I think that's a question a lot of us need to ask ourselves and talk about. All right, with that, we're going to move on to our first beat of the week, which is coming to us from Hendrix, which is a band based in Wuhan, China, and they have their hit, Panties in a Twist.
I got my pride in my stride, with a swag, it's a guarantee. Happiness in my soul, I know that you can agree. Though you may hate, I will still feel great. Maybe you'll change someday, cause I ain't got time to wait. Yeah, let me reiterate a fact. Hendrix, we on top, though you talking all that smack. I'm thinking in the dark for my people on the right track, making up for the loving that you lack. Ha, that style is wild and versatile, and you're steady tripping, not complying. Talk is cheap, advice is free. Here's a tip, back the hell up of me. Ha.
You said that you don't like my style.
Don't like my style, don't like it.
You said that you don't do no lie.
Don't do no lie, don't do it.
You Say that you won't sacrifice.
Won't sacrifice, no way.
You complain every day and night. Don't get your panties in the twist while you got your knickers in a bunch, while you got your bloomers in the what? Oh, oh. While you got your panties in the twist, while you got your knickers in a bunch, while you got your bloomers in the what? Oh, 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 oh.
If you got pride with this stride and a swag, it's plain to see. Happiness in your soul, I know that you will agree. Your time is now, throw them hands up high. Be all you could be, it ain't gonna hurt to try.
You say that you don't like my style.
Don't like my style, don't like it.
You say that you don't do no lie.
Don't do no lie, don't do
You
it.
say that you won't sacrifice.
Won't sacrifice, no way.
You complain every day and night. Don't get your panties in the twist while you got your knickers in a bunch, while you got your bloomers in a what? Oh, oh. While you got your panties in the twist, while you got your knickers in a bunch, while you got your bloomers in a what? Oh, 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 oh. While you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist, while you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist, while you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist, while you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist. Say that you don't like my style.
Don't like my style, don't like
You
it.
say that you don't do no love.
Don't do no love, don't do
You
it.
say that you won't sacrifice.
Won't sacrifice, no way.
Yet you complain every day and night. Don't get your panties in a twist. Why you got your knickers in a bunch? Why you got your bloomers in a one? Oh, oh. Why you got your panties in a twist? Why you got your knickers in a bunch? Why you got your bloomers in a one? Oh, 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 oh. Why you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist? Why you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist? Why you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist? Why you got your panties, panties, panties in a twist?
Panties, panties, panties in a twist. Panties, panties, panties in a twist. Panties, panties, panties in a twist. Panties, panties, panties in a twist.
Panties, panties in a twist. I feel like that's going to be stuck in my head now for the rest of the day. But shout out to Hendrix for doing their thing. All right, now let's get into this news. Our first piece of news is coming to us from Variety, and it talks about Harry Lennix launching his own movie production company. Lennix, who you all might know as the General from Man of Steel or Batman and Superman, has said that he is going to open up his own movie studio. Now, he went on to tell Variety that he decided that he needed to take control of the movie projects that he wanted to see out in the world. And apparently, he already has 3 movie projects out. They're done and they're already out. Now, Lennix, with his longtime associate Steve Harris, has formed Exponent Media Group and made a distribution deal for H4. And the concert movie will be shown through Nets Media's Digiplex chain early this year. He's assembling investors for a film fund with plans for 5 more films over the next 3 years in the $1 million range. He says, what we want to do is to make good quality films that we actually want to make for a price. Now, Lennix went on to acknowledge that he's been able to work regularly in movies, TV, and on the stage over the past 3 years, with TV credits including 24, ER, and he was also in The Matrix. But he also believes that it's not enough. He says, I would love to just keep acting, but I'm forced to make business for myself. And because of the improvements in production equipment, costs have gone down. I just wish that I thought of this 20 years ago. Well, this actually reminds me of a saying that I've heard that I've really taken to heart, and they say that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, but the next best time is right now. So it looks like Lennox is planting that seed. All right. Well, our next story is coming to us from Caribbean Journal staff, and it talks about hotels in the region continuing to struggle over the summer. According to the latest report from analytics firm STR, the region's hotel occupancy slid to 70.8% in July, which is a 5.4% drop from the same month in 2015. According to STR, that came after a 6.1% year-over-year drop in June. The Caribbean's hotels saw a 6.9% drop in average daily rates to $187.67, with RevPAR, which basically means revenue per available room, dropping by 11.9% in July. For the year, Caribbean hotel occupancy stands at 70.2%, which is down 3.7% from the first 8 months of 2015. STR survey data covered 1,928 hotels, comprising 240,407 rooms in the wider Caribbean region. So it looks like not as many people have been going to the Caribbean for the summer, but I'm sure once the winter comes and it's cold everywhere else, everybody's going to be heading down there. All right, our next story is coming to us from Africa News, and it talks about Desmond Tutu being hospitalized. South African anti-apartheid campaigner Archbishop Desmond Tutu's family says that he has admitted himself to a Cape Town hospital for treatment of a recurring infection. The statement, which was issued late Wednesday by his family, said the 84-year-old is expected to remain in the hospital for at least a week or two. Now, Tutu underwent similar treatment last year. He was hospitalized 3 times over a persistent infection that his foundation said was a result of the prostate cancer treatment that he has been receiving for nearly 20 years. Now, for those youngins out there who don't know who Mr. Tutu is, he played a key role in South Africa's transition from the apartheid era, including serving as chairman of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission at the direction of then-President Nelson Mandela. Well, our prayers go out to Mr. Tutu and his family, and hopefully he will be able to get through this trying time. All right, with that, we're going to take another break and give you guys another beat of the week. This one is coming to us from OLAM, and it is called Dancing in the Desert. Check it out.
The Chris on a man whispering here, gently caressing as you draw near. The birds always sing after the rain. What am I doing? I don't wanna lose. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, whoa. I don't wanna lose, don't wanna lose, don't wanna. I don't wanna lose my faith. Like I can only say, please forgive me, although I know what to do. Every corner I turn, it seems to be without you. What am I doing? Have I loved? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, whoa. Have I lost? Have I lost? Have I lost? Have I lost? Have I lost my way? Drifting away with the sands as the waves of lies come crashing in. my skills and my thrills will be the death of me. What am I doing? Who will save me from my Oh, oh, oh. Who will save me? Who will save me? Who will save me? Who will? Who will save me from myself? Dancing without love. Dancing without love or trying to trust. What are we doing and waiting to? Oh, 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 oh.
All right, y'all, we are back. And this story is coming to us from Farrah Gray. And it talks about how 79.2 million US dollars in royalties has finally been paid to Super Soaker creator Lonnie Johnson. That's right, y'all. All those pool parties y'all went to, or all the times y'all went to the beach and y'all were shooting each other with those water guns and Super Soakers. That's right. That was created by a black man. Recognize. Now, Johnson is the founder of the Johnson Research and Development Company and has created everything from the Nerf gun to a thermal electric energy converter when he worked for NASA. My goodness. He even worked on the U.S. stealth bomber program when he worked for the military. However, it was the Super Soaker that put his name on the map. Now, reports say that according to court filings filed against Hasbro, the popular toy manufacturer, the company underpaid royalties for the Nerf line from 2007 to 2012. After tons of back and forth with the courts and arduous litigation, reports now say that Mr. Johnson has finally been awarded his $72.9 million in back royalties. Shout out to Mr. Johnson. I just want to say thank you so much for your inventions because you made my elementary school years and middle school years and this past pool party, you made it a lot more fun. All right. Well, our next story is coming to us from CCTV Africa, and it talks about 200 Zambian students receiving university scholarships from China. The 200 scholarships were given to the students to pursue various degree programs in China, according to a statement from a Chinese envoy. During a pre-departure ceremony held for the beneficiaries, which took place in Lusaka, Yang Yo-ming said that education is one of the important areas of cooperation between China and Zambia. Yang went on to say that there are more than 200 Zambian students that are studying in China, and the country has become the favorite destination for Zambian youths to study overseas. He went on to say that the 200 students have been accepted under various scholarship programs, and among them, 26 will be studying vocal and dancing under a program initiated by first ladies of the two countries. Wow. Now, Zambia's First Lady, Esther Lungu, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, commended the Chinese government for its unwavering support to Zambia in various sectors, including education. Well, I don't know if y'all have made it over here yet, but if y'all did, and if y'all listening to the show, Beijing Huayin Ni or Zhongguo Huayin Ni. All right. Don't worry, you'll learn what that means in a couple of months. All right, and our final story is coming to us from Caribbean News Service, and it talks about Haiti welcoming the UN's admission of guilt as far as bringing cholera into the country and its plans to assist in cholera victims. A UN acknowledgement that it played a role in introducing cholera to Haiti and vows to aid victims were welcomed on Friday in the Caribbean nation, which has experienced the worst outbreak of the disease in recent history. Michelle Raymond, who said her young son nearly died of cholera in 2013, said the UN brought this disease to the country, so they need to pay the country back. A lot of people got sick and a lot of people died. This week, Deputy Spokesman Farhan Haq acknowledged the UN's own involvement in the introduction of cholera to impoverished Haiti and pledged that a significantly new set of UN actions will be presented in the next 2 months. On Friday, Haq went on to add that the United Nations has a moral responsibility to the victims, and he said that Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is developing a package that would provide material assistance to cholera victims in Haiti, indicating for the first time that some people might get actual financial help from the UN. So a silver lining to an otherwise tragic story, but hopefully this will be the first step to recovery. All right, and with that, I think that's all the news that we have for today and for this week. Thank you guys for listening. With that, we're going to sign off. This has been Mr. Bizu, and this has been another amazing episode of the No Name Podcast. Be sure to check us out on Wechat and Instagram under the handle bizunsasha, and check out our Twitter page at NNP Nation. NNPNATION. I promise you, you'll have a really good time when you get there. And with that, we're signing off. Peace.